All I'm goddamn. All I'm gonna say is, do you know how spiritually aware you gotta be to understand that the life that you live and the life that other people are living is nothing but a script? And you have the ability to go against your own script, and the script is just how your life is being played out. I was just reading the book of Mayat. Well, I was reading a book about the Mayat, the Mayat philosophy, and I'm gonna try to keep it short. I'm gonna try to keep it short, but what it was basically talking about is, it was talking about the principles of living in right action, and what does karma really mean? Because most people are like, oh, karma is not real. Karma doesn't really exist. Like, it's not real, it doesn't exist, because you're seeing karma from a destiny, like it's a destiny standpoint. Like, oh, they people think karma is like seeing shit as like, oh, this is your destiny, this is your fate, this is what you're going to be dealt with at the end. And it is that to an extent, but karma is just basically the decisions that you've played out all throughout your life, in a sense. Because when you reincarnate into this life, you ever wonder like why you came in to your life with certain circumstances? Like, man, why did I come into my life with this against me, or I have this certain quirk about myself? Because certain things you do, there's certain things that you do that's unconscious. That's like, you know how like you do certain things that's like just akin to what you do. Like, you know how you can do certain things, but you're not able to explain why you do it. You just naturally do it. Take this off. There's certain things that you do, but you just randomly do it. Like, someone's asked, like, why do you do this such thing? Certain things you can't really explain. Some things just be innate within you to do certain shit. Because that's your Akashic record. That's your memory bank that you're pulling from an unconscious standpoint. Because it goes back to, this lady has said too, it is facts. In the book confirmed it too. There's three things. There's that triad. There's consciousness, awareness, and there's energy. So when you reincarnate, when you come into this life with certain circumstances, birthday circumstances, and how your life experience is, there's a principle in the book of Mayat, or, well, it's in the book of Mayat, but it's also in the book of the Coming Forth by Day, aka the Egyptian Book of the Dead, where it speaks about a judged soul. Once the soul is judged, if you were on the frequency of Mayat, of truth, justice, and order, and reciprocity, and love, which is the greatest one, is love. Because if you love all things, you wouldn't do nothing to hurt it. So you wouldn't break the laws of Mayat. You wouldn't make the purposeful choice to do it, because you're going to make mistakes. You would make the purposeful choice to go against the laws of Mayat. The laws of Mayat is the laws of the universe. So when you reincarnate, when you go through the halls, when you go through the halls of Mayat, when you go to be judged, and you come into this lifetime reincarnated, there's a goddess. I don't like to say goddess, but there's a feminine principle. It's a principality. It's a principality, but it's represented within the feminine. But it's a principality of a goddess or a principle or a netta named Meskenet. Meskenet is the goddess on the birthing block. She's the goddess of the birthing block, and just like how she is the written decree for the living individual soul that we all are. Not everybody has a soul, but you know what I mean. But who has a soul, you come into this lifetime with these certain quirks, with these certain life experiences, with these certain adversities that you're going to go through. And all this thing plays out for your next lifetime based off your previous lifetime. So there are two Shais, S-H-A-I, Shais. Shai means destiny. And Renet, there's Meshkanet and Renet. and Renet. Meshkenet is the goddess of birthday circumstances and life experiences. Rekenet, there are two pairs. Rekenet means fortune and harvest. There's certain things that are akin to you as a soul, as a spirit, as a human being, but you're beyond a human being. So within the book of Mayat, or within the book of the Coming Forth by Day, it's the principle of you come into your situation just with certain things, with certain life experiences, and that's really all karma is. Karma is not a final destination. Karma is just what the decisions that you've played out in this lifetime, it will carry over to your next lifetime. And if you have the awareness of, oh, I could break out of my script, I don't have to go along with, I could disassociate from reality. Because if you don't have an attachment towards something, it really don't have no effect on you in the long run. You're still gonna have things come at you, because that's the thing about having adversity. Because imagine you going through life trying to coming into spirituality, coming into knowledge of self with no opposition. It would be great. But at the same time, you would get indulged with the pleasures of life. So you need a level of opposition, because you need things to learn from. That's why you go through certain situations. You go through situations, things happen for you, not to you. You go through certain situations for you to learn from them. And guess what? Those situations can be very fucked up. We ain't saying like, man, when it comes to losing somebody, when it comes to, somebody really doing you dirty, doing you the wrongest way. No, it's fucked up how people are treating people out here. It can be fucked up, but it can be a thing of, you can learn from that situation and you don't have to go through that again. Because as fucked up as it can be, everything happens for a reason. I don't want to get too deep, because I got it's so much shit I came to all to say. And then once you have that like level of epiphany, you start to question, oh shit, did I have this in a previous lifetime? You start to ask lifetime questions like, okay, did I live this in this previous type of lifetime? Was I this type of person in this previous type of lifetime? And does that play along to who I am today? Because like I said, all back what I was saying, you have certain quirks. There's certain things about you that's like, you can't really explain to somebody why you act the way you act or why you just do certain things. Certain things are without explanation. It's just within you. It's inherited. It's just within you. For example, I'll bring one example. I'm going to end off right here. If people have accused you of being nonchalant, you probably within this lifetime and within the previous lifetime, you most likely were a person who always had a strong emotional attachment to things. You probably have always had a strong emotional attachment to things, and it's very hard for you to let go. But once you achieve knowledge of self, you can you can put that shit in the middle. We're not saying be so detached to where you can't feel nobody, but we're not saying don't be so attached to where you feel like you can't grow by yourself. Because you take that, it's you that takes that mental note to change and to want to do better for yourself at the end of the day. So don't succumb to things that you think is pleasurable. It's really just illusions. They're really just simple illusions. You can see that Moorish American shirt. You know what I mean? But like, these are just they're nothing but illusions. Cause that's the original sin. The original sin is ignorance. People say like, man, when people say like in the Bible, right? Cause from Christians' point of view, they'll say shit like, oh, we was all born into sin. Born into sin basically just means the root of everything that I just said all comes from you being ignorant. Because if you knew better and you took the time, if you took the time to know better and you choose to do better, then it becomes, if you know better, you do better. Because once you know, now you made the choice to say, okay, I don't want to go through this again. Or I see what the situation had taught me, what it served for me. I appreciate it for what it was. I take it for what it is. This is a lesson. This happened for me, not to me. And it happened and you seen it as it happened for me, not to me. That's you having a healthy detachment It's like you're attached, but you're not too. It's like you're able to feel that. You're able to feel that situation. Okay, okay. Now that situation, it made me feel some type of way. Like I didn't like how that went down, but I'm glad that it turned out to be how it did. I learned my lesson. We're gonna keep it pushing. Throughout the situation, I'm not finna treat nobody no different. I went through my situation. I went through what I went through. And I'm gonna continue to keep it pushing. So all to say, motherfucker rambling, but like once you get to that level of consciousness where you can understand that this is a script, you can go get your own script. And the script that's playing out in your life right now is a mix of a new script, and it's a mix of the script that you have in your previous lifetime. You still have to account what you did in your previous lifetime, because what you did in your previous lifetime, that's the karma. But karma is not your fate. Again, Shai, Egyptian Shai means fate. Renet means fortune and harvest. That's two realities right there. That doesn't have to be your fate. What can be your fortune? The fortune is bliss. You're always at peace. You enjoy your own company. You don't need to be around nobody, but you still crave company. You still crave human interaction, but I don't need to be around nobody. My energy is enough for itself. And I don't have to accept anything and everything from everybody while still letting people do what they want to do. Because your journey is your journey. I respect your journey because I don't want to. Your journey is your journey. I might want more for you, but you got to want more for you. I'm not living your life. Let me chill out. But when you get awareness of self, you might have these epiphanies. You might start thinking of, previous lifetimes or just certain situations or certain decisions you made in your life. Just something to think about.